What's going on, people, man? It was so dope to see Errol Spence Jr. on the All the Smoke podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson today, man. First, let me just give my roses to Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. They're doing a terrific, fantastic job of interviewing, getting all these great interviews during the time that we all are on lockdown and we all are on quarantine time due to COVID-19. They still are producing great content fast. They had Deion Sanders, Pac-Man Jones, Isaiah Ryder. They had who else they just had recently? They had Draymond Green recently, and now they got Errol Spence Jr. And EJ was talking some real stuff, man. He was talking with he seemed to be back to his normal self. He seems to be slimming up, losing a lot of weight. His face looks a lot slimmer than what it once was some weeks ago or nearly a month ago. He looks like he's getting into great condition. Matter of fact, on Twitter, he definitely put that he's like around 160 right now, right? And which is very much close to that 147 pound limit, which it will be easier for him to make weight. If he's around this same weight, 160 something, it'll be much easier for him to make weight during fight time. He don't have to spend the whole training camp trying to lose weight. He can focus on his craft and focus on skills more and sparring more than just trying to lose weight the entire time. And that was something that he admitted was a flaw of his, letting himself getting too big between fights and having to spend the whole training camp having to burn all that weight off, right? Excuse me, right? And I was happy to hear him acknowledge some flaws that he had and say, you know what, I need to do that better. I need to do this better. He also spoke on the fact that he was at that time living too reckless during the time that he got in that car accident, right? And we all know what he's referring to: drinking, just living recklessly, right, and not thinking in his right mind a lot of times, right? And he like, look, man, God gave me a second chance at life. I'm gonna cherish this time on earth and do what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not gonna take nothing for granted, and I'm gonna make sure that I give everything 110%, and also, not be more careful, and be more responsible with my actions. And that's something that a grown man says. So I was proud to hear him say that as well. He also seems to be getting more comfortable talking with his new teeth in his mouth. You still hear the slight slurring, but he seems to be a lot more. He always had a little drawl to him anyway, but he has some slurring going on due to his new teeth. He seems to be talking a lot better with the new teeth in his mouth, and it's something that is definitely looking good for him. Also, he basically talked about the fact that he's possibly eyeing a return around October or November, and that is to be determined due to the fact that we don't know when this whole COVID-19 mess is going to slow up. We don't know when we don't know when sporting events can start occurring again. So that is to be determined when he can officially come back. But I will say that this COVID-19 has been a blessing for him for sure, due to the fact that he's able to take time to recover, he's able to allow for time for him to heal up and to get back in full condition, in peak condition, to be the same Errol Spence Jr. that he once was, or even better, as he once said. He's not able to spar now because he actually got to get his permanent teeth put in. He still got to get some permanent teeth put in, but he will be getting his permanent teeth put in. His permanent teeth will be put in soon, right? Now, the headline from the interview. Also, he acknowledged that he wants to fight Terrence Bud Crawford. He also says that he wants to fight Manny Pacquiao. That's the money fight. Everybody know Pac-Man is a cash cow. He also spoke about wanting to fight Danny Garcia as well. So excited to hear him say he's ready to fight Terrence Crawford. And we definitely gonna see that fight soon, hopefully. But I feel like it's coming. I don't think it's coming. It's not coming this year. Next year, I think, is when that fight is gonna happen. But the headline is him saying that he believes he could beat Floyd Mayweather Jr. in his prime, right? Now, do I think that Errol Spence Jr. would defeat Floyd in his prime? Y'all know I get on Floyd for being a coon. And I don't agree with a lot of stuff that Floyd does, but Floyd was my favorite fighter growing up. That was my favorite fighter to watch. He is the most skilled fighter I have ever seen with my own two eyes, by far. So no, I don't believe Errol would beat Floyd Mayweather Jr. in his prime. I don't see it. But Errol would be he would give it a tough go. He will be a tough opponent without question. We know that Errol Floyd's eye in sparring, but we also know that sparring fighters don't fight the same way they fight in sparring that they do during a fight. Floyd will probably be a different animal outside of a sparring match than he would, you know, he would be a different animal outside of a sparring match. In a real match, he would be a different animal. But I like the confidence from Errol Spence Jr. People like, he drunk, he crazy, they making fun of him, saying his head must still be rattled from the car accident, being very, very, very disrespectful and heinous. First of all, cut that bullshit out. Like, it's not good for your heart. All that hate is not good for your heart. That ignorance that you spewing is not good for your heart. If you feel like Errol wouldn't beat him, just say he wouldn't beat him. But to say, oh, that car accident must have got his brain rattled, that car accident must make him delusional, it must still it must still be giving him head trauma and all of that, that's disrespectful. That's cruel. For two, what did y'all expect that man to say? If somebody asked you a question, Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson asked him, would you beat Floyd Mayweather in his prime? What did y'all expect that man to say? Y'all thought he was going to say, no, I can't beat Floyd Mayweather Jr. at all? Who the hell says that? What real fighter in their right mind admits that another fighter is better than them? That never happens in sports at all. So they asked him, do you think you could beat Floyd Mayweather in his prime? And he said, yes, absolutely I could. I expected him to say that. That's what a real fighter says. They're confident in their skills and their abilities, and they feel like they can get the job done against any opponent. So I expected him to say nothing less than that. Like, I'm like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to say. Talk that talk. I actually like to see that he's still confident, and he's still confident and sure of himself, and he's confident in his abilities as a fighter. That's a great sign, especially following that crazy, that super horrific car accident that he was in, and he got ejected from the Ferrari. Considering what he was in, for him to still have that confidence is great, man. So I don't know what y'all expected him to say. Y'all thought he was gonna say he was gonna lose to him? There's no way on this earth that y'all would have clowned him if he said if he would have said that Floyd would beat him. Y'all would have clowned him. So what do you think he's gonna say? Every fighter should feel like that they can beat any and everybody. That's a fighter's mentality. And if you don't got that mentality, you're not gonna last long in this sport. You're not gonna go a long way. If you think guys gonna beat you, you're gonna get beat. That's how the game goes. You're gonna get beat if you think guys gonna beat you. If you think you're gonna get defeated, you're gonna be defeated. You gotta have a warrior's mentality in that square circle. It's a different arena in that boxing gym, in that boxing ring. It is. You don't play boxing. You gotta be a full-on assassin, and that's what Errol Spence was speaking. He's speaking with good, positive signs, man. Peace.